Okay, so we see all these opt-in downloads, opt-in downloads. Even better again is the iGrow courses. And we see all of these happening so very many times. And even better than the iGrow courses is iGrow for a Living and iGrow course series, the pre-order page. What does all of this actually mean? Why is it significant? And how is it going to prove my point that we got to think differently so we can make this money and change our lives? Seriously, folks. Okay, so we are working with a sales funnel, right? And I'm gonna prove that this funnel works because you're watching this video and you more than likely, unless you're someone that I know and you got here a slightly different way, which is not likely, more than likely you landed on this video because of my sales funnel, which already is beginning to prove that this works, right? This is game. Stay with me now. Okay, so here's our funnel. And at the top of the funnel, we are starting with cold leads. Cold meaning leads that you do not know you do not know them. They may be close, they may be miles away. You have no idea who this person is. They've never even seen your page, your face, or your product or your service before. They are cold. They have no reason to be a patron at your business just yet, right? So that is what we're starting with, cold leads. And we are trying to warm those leads up and drive them down our funnel. And at the very bottom of that funnel is the money, a purchase. They are going to buy something, right? This funnel can be elaborate. This funnel can be fairly simple, but even the simple funnels have quite a bit going on in them. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to build a funnel that is going to get your leads to the point of converting and making a purchase. Now, you may be wondering, how do I even get the lead? Right? How do I even get that lead? Where do I find the leads? All of that is in the course, right? Okay, what you're seeing there is actually a sales funnel. A sales funnel is literally a funnel where you're trying to capture a lot and narrow it down to the people that are going to buy your good, your product, or your service, right? So you're trying to capture a lot of people, a lot of potential, and narrow it down to the ones who are actually going to buy. But at the very top of that funnel, you're starting with cold leads. Cold leads are people who do not know you. They do not know your business. They do not really have any reason to buy your product. They're cold, right? They need to be warmed up and convinced that your product or your service is for them. Now, the product or the service might not be for them. That's why you're capturing a lot. You're trying to get a lot of people at the top of the funnel because it might be for them, it might not be for them. And you are going to slowly, through the course of that funnel, you're going to narrow it down to the ones who are actually there for you and there for your product and your service, and you are going to be a benefit to them, right? If you want to know how to find those leads and how to actually get the people in the funnel to begin with, let's talk about that. Right? So at the top of your funnel, you are going to have a magnet, a lead magnet. I do have quite nice penmanship on paper. Please excuse what it looks like on this screen. That lead magnet is going to be something of value. That lead magnet is going to be something that gives people information about something interesting, about something specific. In this event, your lead magnet will be something related to microgreens, right? Why are microgreens good? Why are microgreens worth buying? Why are microgreens even something you should consider purchasing, and why should you consider purchasing it from me? So you're going to need a lead magnet, right? The lead magnet that got you here was the 5 superfood microgreens that sell. It's a magnet. It attracts lots of people because it's free. Your lead magnet should be free. That's important, right? Write that down. Remember, your leads are cold. People are not going to just, hey, buy your product or your service the very first time they see it just because you want them to. You have to tell them that it's worth it. You have to give them some value and give them a reason to purchase what you're trying to sell. Okay, so your lead magnet should be something valuable. It should be something that is free. It should be something quick and easy to access, and it should have actually more value than you think. You're thinking, oh, it's free. It might be a one-pager. It might be something very simple. And while you do want it to be fairly simple and not overwork yourself for your lead magnet. You want to prioritize your energy and effort in other places. You do want to go ahead and put quite a bit of effort still into that lead magnet, making sure that it's something that people can use and that people can actually get value from. 5 superfood microgreens that sell. There's value in there. You're learning which microgreens are going to sell. You get 5 of them. You actually get a bonus in there as well. That's that give more value than people expect. They're expecting 5, but you're actually getting 6. You're getting some additional information. You're getting some tips and tricks, some troubleshooting information about how to grow microgreens. You're getting more information than you expect. I actually have my current lead magnet in my Instagram links, right? So a lot of people, their Instagram bios, their Instagrams are, I mean, it's okay if it's just your personal page, but if you're trying to sell something, you got to optimize that Instagram bio and those links to make you money. You can't just put anything in there and expect for it to convert into sales, right? Some people don't have anything there. They don't even have a link there, or they just have a link directly to their website. You don't want to have just a link to your website. Yes, I have Hall Harvest Market Garden there, right? But not just that. That's my website, and some people might use that. But for our purposes, thinking about this funnel, we're going to go to the microgreens that sell. Someone might stumble upon it in my Instagram bio, but more likely they're going to stumble upon it through a sponsored paid ad that I have intentionally set up and paid for, right? Okay, so the lead magnet, they saw the ad, they clicked it, they thought that it was worth it, right? And the ad side of things, creating an ad that people are going to actually want to click and see what's inside, or see what more there is to the offer. I talk about that in the course of exactly how to set up an ad so that it will actually get clicks. If the ad doesn't get clicks, it's not going to work, but that part is in the course. So they see the ad, they think that this is valuable for them. 5 microgreens that sell. They're going to put in their email. They may or may not put in their name. I don't actually make the name required because remember, this is free. These are cold leads. They're quick to be turned off, right? So you want to make this as easy as possible. Make it very, very simple. There's nothing else. It doesn't even scroll up or down. Just an email. Your name is optional. If they put their name, and you can see this on the back end, then that lead I would consider slightly warmer than someone that puts just their email, right? Just their email is just give me my free guide. I'm not giving you any extra information about me. I don't want you bothering me, right? Someone that puts their name is saying, hey, I'm committed to this thing. Email is required, name is not, but thanks for the free guide. I'm going to put my name in there, right? They click. Very, very simple, and it's taking them, boom, right to their download. Right there, you see the button. You see, this is one of the versions of the ad. This picture right here. It is also the slide of the presentation when they download that. So the PDF that they open when they download it, that's the first slide. That was the very first part of moving the leads down the funnel, right? They saw the lead magnet. It was high quality enough. It seemed valuable enough that they were willing to click it, especially because it's free. If you're putting out a lead magnet that is not free, it has a price associated with it. Those cold leads who don't know you or don't have any reason to buy your product, they're not going to really be willing to click. That's why you want your lead magnet to be free, so that it's very low stakes. They have nothing to lose. You want your leads to feel like there's nothing to lose. It's free. It's simple. It's one click. Get the download. All I got to do is put in my email, and I get this thing that's going to tell me the 5 best microgreens to sell, right? Okay, so they click, and they move down the funnel just a little bit to the download page. This is where they're actually going to get that lead magnet, the thing that is attracting them, the thing that they want to get the value from, the thing that they're going to learn from, right? So my lead magnet was what? 5 superfood microgreens that sell. Growing tips, profit potential, and mistakes to avoid for selling microgreens, right? So they may download that free guide and get some free information. Now also notice we have a little bit of a welcome here, something that looks very nice. Again, it's simple, but a welcome. Welcome to the iGrow community. Your free guide is attached and ready to download. It's right here. I'm not going to ask you any more questions. I'm not going to make you fill out a survey. I'm not going to make you do anything. I said you get a free guide. You clicked, you gave me your email, you get the free guide. Just that simple, just that quick. Discover microgreen varieties with high profit margins, learn essential growing tips for success, proactive strategies for avoiding common mistakes, and maximize your yields. Most new growers waste time and money on crops that don't sell or don't scale. This guide skips that step so that you can get growing faster. Look out for more value over the next few days. This part is important. This is me warming you up. This is me saying, hey, this guide is free, but look how much information is inside. Look how much information I have to give you. If you're giving me this for free, what are you going to give me if I pay you, right? So subconsciously, that's what you want to start warming up into people's minds. Look out for more value over the next few days. I'll be dropping stories, tools, and tips that will help you grow confidently and maybe even profitably. Talk soon. So now you're knowing, okay, there's going to be a little bit of follow-up. How am I going to follow up? Because I got their email. That's why the email page prior to the download page is important. That is where you're going to capture your leads' emails. So now you know people who are potentially interested in buying from you in the future. If they click this and they're interested in that, they might be interested in purchasing something related to this, right? Okay, so this is very important. There's actually a lot going on even in this little welcome card here. Very strategically written. And in my course, I go through how I wrote that, what language I'm using specifically. I'll just point out right here. Most new growers waste time and money on crops that don't sell or scale. That is touching on a potential pain point of my ideal avatar, right? What's an ideal avatar? Your ideal customer, your ideal client, the person that would be ideal for you, the person that you are envisioning and targeting as that would be the right person to buy my product or my service. That's your avatar. And you have to start thinking as an entrepreneur, what are the pain points of my avatar? What are they going through or what are they dealing with? What problems do they have that I can solve? Someone that might want to grow microgreens might waste time. They might pick the wrong crops. They might pick crops that don't sell or scale. So if you are someone who is downloading this lead magnet and you have any of those thoughts like, ooh, I don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste money on this. But this free guide is going to tell me how to fix that. Yeah, I need to read it so I can do this and not make those mistakes. And it's free. Let me do it, right? And then this part at the bottom also is very important. Look out for more value. Just that bit right there. Very important. That's telling you that I'm going to follow up with you in the future. I'm going to keep giving you more valuable information. I'll be dropping stories, tools, and tips. Very important. Again, all this value that I just told you is in the free guide, and you're going to give me additional tips, tools, and stories that are going to help me also for free. That's pretty cool. I'm on board. I'm going to download this thing, right? Now they might go right to the free download, or they might say, ooh, what's this video? All of this is my download page. This is where you're starting to get them understanding, hey, there's the download, but there's actually more than the download. The download is just the beginning, okay? So they may go right to the download. They might also come over and say, interesting, this cover looks nice, high quality. I grow for a living, 10 secrets to launch a profitable microgreen business in 30 days. Interesting. So that's the next step, right? Just tell me about 5 superfood microgreens that sell. Just give me the information for free. I'm not growing microgreens right now necessarily. Maybe I am as a hobby. Maybe I've been thinking about it, and tell me which ones sell best. Sure, right? And now I'm saying I grow for a living. This is my job, right? And I'm going to give you 10 secrets to launch a profitable microgreen business in 30 days. I'm telling you how quickly you can do it. I'm telling you exactly what you're going to do. You're going to be able to grow microgreens and make a profit in 30 days. And I'm telling you, you're going to get 10 secrets. 10 things that are going to help you with this business, right? So you put this here next to that free download so they can't miss it, right? The download is there. They came here for that, but they're automatically going to see this. You can't miss it, right? I make thousands of dollars a month growing and selling microgreens, but I didn't start there. I started with just a few trays, a grow light, and probably $20 worth of seeds, and that was okay. I'm not going to play the whole thing because you probably already saw this. I think there was maybe an early rendition of this download page that did not have the video just yet, but many of you most recently, more than likely you saw that video when you got to the download page, right? And that is there to build more credibility, to say, hey, I'm the face to this download. I'm the person that created this, right? I'm a real person. I'm not an AI bot. I'm not some faceless robot behind a desk that is pushing out PDF documents. I'm a real person who took the time to put all of this value in one downloadable PDF, and I'm giving it to you for free. But hey, I also have some other stuff going on. You know what? If you want to actually learn how to take those 5 microgreens that sell and you want to actually learn more and learn how to sell them, I have something for that too, right? And that's going to take them down here, or take the leads down further, literally moving down the funnel, warming them up, and bringing them closer to making a purchase, right? And just reminding them, again, telling them what I'm really offering, right? They thought the free mini guide was the offer. That was not the offer. That was just to get them in the door. Launch a profitable microgreens business in just 30 days, restating the offer. Microgreens are actually, that's a typo. We need to get that fixed. Microgreens are actually one of the easiest ways to start a small profitable business for a home, apartment, from a home, apartment, or even a dorm. Again, breaking down barriers. You can do this from anywhere. You can do it from your house. You can do it in an apartment. You can do it from a basement. You could do it in a dorm room. A dorm room? Yes, you could set up a microgreen grow in a dorm room. So I'm telling you, essentially, you can make a lot of money as a college student from your dorm room. I'm building the excitement around this. Oh, I didn't realize you can literally do this from anywhere. Yes, you can do this from anywhere. Whether you're growing from your own table or dreaming of a business that can turn a profit quickly and consistently, the iGrow course system offers the secrets necessary to reach your goals. So this is where I'm giving you that very first pitch, essentially, of what I really want, where the real value is, right? So we have a course for people who might just want to learn how to grow microgreens, right? This here, the free guide, it gives you a lot of information, but there's also a lot missing there from how to successfully grow microgreens. And the leads may not even realize that. They may say, oh, this guide is going to tell me everything I need to know about growing microgreens. That's just not the case. So it's not all in there. It's not all in the guide. There's a lot there, but it's not all there. If you really want to know comprehensively how to grow microgreens successfully, just for yourself, just for your family, maybe you have someone who is ill or working on their health and wellness, and you want to grow microgreens for that purpose, then iGrow is for you. $47, right? $47 to learn how to grow microgreens being coached by me. You've already seen me. You've essentially met me in the video up here. You know that I will be your teacher in that course. You may start to consider, right? I don't even expect you to make a purchase there, not cold leads. We've only known each other for a few moments at this point, but I want to present you with what I have to offer. We also have the iGrow for a living, the actual course. That's the middle of the road course, the main audience that I'm targeting. iGrow for a living, 10 secrets to launch a profitable microgreen business in 30 days. That is my main audience, the people who want to do that, right? And then we have the accelerator course for people who are trying to go even further. People who are trying to say, yep, I'm gonna do this. I'm fired up. I trust you. I see that you're doing it. I see that it's possible. And I believe that this course is going to give me everything that I need, because it will, to actually set up the business and be profitable. So let's go ahead and go the full route. Let's set up the business entity. Let's get the taxes set up. Let's get the back end set up. Let's get the all the stuff you need to run the business successfully, not just grow the microgreens and make the money, but what are you going to do with that money after the fact? Do you know how much taxes to save? Do you have a separate account for your taxes to go in? How are you allocating those taxes into that account? Are you trying to make all the money and then go back and transfer money manually into a tax account? That doesn't make sense. In that course, I'm teaching you how to set up a business account, which you need an EIN for, which you need a tax entity or a business entity for, a LLC. I'll tell you how to set all of that up so that you can get that bank account, that business bank account, and have a separate account allocated for every branch or every facet of your business, so that every time you make money, every time you make a sale, the percentage that needs to go into your taxes account is automatically going into a tax account that is labeled beautifully. So you know that when it comes time to pay taxes for your business, the money is set aside and you never even have to think about it. It just does that automatically, right? Those are the types of things that I'm going to be teaching in the accelerator course. If you want to know how to run a business, that's for you. And that package, honestly, is like, even if you don't want to grow microgreens, that's the real thing. That's the real thing. Even if you don't want to grow microgreens, you just want to launch a business, you could still take this course and make bank. You could still take this course and go transform your life and make $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month easily, quickly. That's going to simplify your life and make it easy come tax time, that you're not stressed out. I made all this money, but I didn't set aside enough for taxes. And now at the end of the year, I owe money rather than have money, right? Those are the things that I'm going to teach in the accelerator course, getting you set up. Okay, so that's my what? My download page. And it goes through everything that's in all of those courses. But again, I really don't even expect a cold lead to make a purchase right there. But I do hope that they listen to that video in which I'm explaining what's in these courses. I do hope that they go ahead and take a little gander, do a little reading and see what is offered, right? So that when I follow up, ding, 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 look out for more value. So that's the download page. You got your link, you have a great graphic, you have a welcome with some information that we've already gone over, and you have your offer there, okay? But you're not really expecting sales from that offer page. Then people are going to download, or at least a percentage of those people will download. Remember, this is a funnel. Actually, let's go back to our funnel. Remember, we are moving down the funnel. We had the lead magnet, right? That you would see on Instagram or Facebook or Google Ads or wherever you see the lead magnet. That's bringing you down to the download page, which we just looked at. After the download page comes the actual download, the PDF, we'll say in this instance. It doesn't have to be a PDF, it could be something else, but in this instance, it is a PDF. The PDF or the whatever they are downloading should have lots of value, more value than they expect. You don't want someone to download your mini guide or your magnet and go, oh, that's it. You want them to go, wow, there was a lot in there and that was free. You gave all that away for free? Yeah. Why do you want to give more away? When you don't want them to be disappointed, because if I'm disappointed with this, I'm probably going to be disappointed with your other offer, right? The alternative to that. You want them to be thinking, wow, there was so much information in that free guide and you have more to give me in these courses.